Page object model. In this video, you will see how to implement page object model in your test automation. Page object model is one of the design pattern heavily used in test automation, especially in Selenium. And you can go through the official website and understand the advantages and other aspect of page object model. Let's move into IntelliJ IDEA. We have to separate the test and pages, so we will create two packages. Select the package where you want to have pages and test. Select packages and give the name pages. All your pages will go there, and create another package called test. All your test classes will go inside here. I will start with creating a test, login test. Select class and create the test class, add to the Git. I copy the structure for the basic structure from my template and paste it here. It will create the driver setup and the browser instantiation and navigating to the website login page. All things are done, so I can start from here. You should be familiar with this. Let me create the test method, login with valid credentials and create the page. I do not have the page yet, but it's possible to create the page from here. Login page equal new login page, and I pass driver to the constructor. End with semicolon and click here to get this bulb, and select the first item, create login page, and select the right package. All pages should go inside the pages, and click OK. Add, and my class is created. Now I need to create the constructor. Let's get help from IntelliJ IDEA itself. Click here and create the constructor. It automatically creates with the parameter WebDriver, and this dot driver to create a private variable. This dot driver equal driver, semicolon. Let me create the variable, private variable, and it's automatically created. Let's accept the default values. Now my login page is there with the constructor. Now let's create the method for typing username, password and clicking the login button. Login page dot type username to call the method and pass the username. Within double quotation I give the admin, then call dot and type username, password. Then click the login. Select the red item and clear the method. Return type should be the login page so that I can continue to work with it, and the variable name is changed to username. Now return this dot, this colon, driver dot find element by dot id. I can get the id from the web page, txt username. You should be familiar with this, and send keys and pass the variable name username to simulate user type in the username. Let's move back to the login test again. I need to pass the password and create the method. Click on this option. Login page is the return type, and rename the parameter to password. return this object, and driver dot find element by dot id within double quotation txt password. We have used this over and over. Dot send keys and pass the password. Now I have the username and password typing methods available. Let's create the next method to click the button. Now I do not need to include the return object because there are two cases where user will remain in the login page and go into the landing page or the home page. So to cover both the cases, I will keep this as void. In some cases, they have two different methods, click login success and click login fail, and have two different login returning objects. This time we keep it void and we'll continue. Driver.find element by .id, within double quotation I give the id, btn login. The IDs and values should be should match the case if they are case sensitive, and click operation. Now my use operations are ready and it is in the page object now, login page. Let's verify the welcome message after login. This is in a different page, not in login page, so I need to have the landing page or the home page. Landing page, IntelliJ IDEA suggests me a variable, I accept it. New landing page and pass the driver, WebDriver instance. Now create the landing page like in the previous one and pass into a right package pages. Add it to GitHub, Git, and create the constructor as well. Accept the default values, names, this dot driver equal driver to create a private variable. So let's select the option from here to create the private variable of the driver. Now my constructor is ready. Next thing is I have to verify the welcome message. Let's create a variable string welcome message equal landing page get welcome message. Of course the method is not available yet. We will use IntelliJ IDEA to create it. And driver, you need to return driver dot find element by dot id. Id is welcome. You can get this from the website by developer tool and call the get text. Copy this and paste it here. Or you can make it little readable by creating a separate variable for the welcome message and return this. Remove the space and make this little tidy, all Control L. Now I have all the methods. I will go to login test and run it from here. Test is started and it is passed. Now we will consider another option where we need to do some validation test. Copy this and Control D to make a duplicate of the test and rename the method user login with blank username and password. So this time I remove the username and password. Since I will remain in the same page, to verify the error message I need to get access the login page itself. Assert equal login page dot get error. The method is not available yet, and within the double quotation I give the error message, and of course I can add the assertions into the previous test as well to verify the welcome message. Let's create the method inside the login page. For getting the error, I need to access the element. String error equal driver.find element by.id. Within double quotation, I get the ID. Then when the element, call the getText method. So let's get the ID, inspect the element, and copy the error message and paste it in the assertion expected error message, and get the ID by inspecting the element. You can do it on Chrome as well. I'm using Safari in this case, and paste it here. Now let's return the error message, return error. Let's go back to the login page and continue to run. Your test will start, and browser is started and test is passed. Now let's see how to do it with Page Factory without touching the test. Keep the test as it is. Define the elements in the page objects using find by. Find by ID equal txt username. Of course, you can use other location strategies like CSS and all. Web driver for the web element txt username. We are using our own naming convention here for the web element, like if it is text txt, you can use your own variable name. For the password, ID equal txt password, and web element, or you can use link text or class name, CSS, whichever suitable for you, tag name likewise. We'll continue with ID, web element txt password. So this is how you define the elements for the Page Factory model. Let's get two duplicates for the other two elements, button and error message element. Then login, get the ID from the code itself, copy and paste it here, and error message. Now you go to the constructor and you need to initialize it. So let's see the magic code that you have to use to initialize the element. You call the page factory dot init elements, and pass the driver and pass the current object. This will do the magic for you, and it will initialize all the elements so that you can work with them. Now you do not have to call the driver.find element, simply call the element, so they are initialized and available to call the methods. Remove this one, and now your code is more readable than the previous version with the page object. Now your page objects are further improved with the Page Factory. Take btn login, and here we replace this with error message. Let's remove the white space and all Control L to format it. Now you need to do the same changes to the landing page as well. Simply call the Page Factory dot init elements and pass the driver and pass this to this object. So this will do the magic. Now you need to define the element welcome here. Say we'll call this lnk login, and create this variable, and we should move this web element to the top, call at find by. In the Page Factory use find by all for the single element, find by all for a multiple element. We are using find by in this case. We'll come and paste it here. Now it's ready. Okay, remove the white spaces and all Control L to format it. Let's go to the login test again. Let's go to login test. Let's go to login test again and run the test to see the effect. Thanks for watching.